Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into Huawei's playbook for the EV wars. And it's fascinating because they're fighting on two totally different fronts at once. On one side, you've got a radical new car. And on the other, something as simple as a new coat of paint. Let's get into it. And really, that brings us to the core question here. How do you actually win in this crazy car market? Do you invent a whole new category from scratch, or do you just perfect a classic that people already love? Well, Huawei just gave us two very different answers to that question, all at the same event.
Okay, so let's set the stage a little. You probably still think of Huawei as that phone company, right? But behind the scenes, their Harmony Intelligent Mobility Alliance, well, it's quietly become this massive automotive powerhouse, working with multiple brands.
And when I say massive, I'm not kidding. We're talking over 900,000 vehicles already delivered, in the world's biggest car market, no less. So yeah, what Huawei decides to do next, it really matters. All right, part one. Let's dig into their big offensive play. This is all about creating a brand new type of car, something that's designed to go after a really specific, really high-end customer.
So where did this idea for the Shangjie S9T even come from? Well, you might think it came out of some high-tech design lab, but nope, the whole thing actually started with a simple observation. One of Huawei's top execs was in Europe and noticed that pretty much all the local employees were driving these travel cars, a style that just didn't really have an equivalent back home.
And that's what sparked this whole travel car concept. So what exactly is it? Think of it like a hybrid, but not in the gas-electric sense. It's engineered to get rid of that classic compromise you always have to make. Do you want the huge space of an SUV or the great handling of a sedan? The idea here is, why not both? And this is how they pull it off. You get that awesome, nimble handling you love from a sedan, plus better efficiency. But you also get the cavernous cargo space of an SUV. Then you've got the sedan's biggest weak spot, right? Rough roads? Well, they solve that with an advanced air suspension. It's literally a have your cake and eat it too kind of design. And look, this thing is not some bare bones concept. It is absolutely loaded with top-tier tech. I mean, we're talking smart electric doors, 4 LiDAR sensors for some seriously advanced driving assist, and get this, the back seats fold completely flat to make a bed. Oh, and it has a real-deal compressor-powered refrigerator, a fridge in your car. And that right there, that's the core of the strategy for the S9T. They're not just trying to compete in an existing market. No way. They are trying to invent a brand new high-margin market segment and totally own it before anyone else even knows what's happening. Okay, so that's the big, bold, offensive move. But that's only half the picture. My friend will summarize the other half for you. Let's see what awaits us there.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're talking about a brand new smart car that's absolutely stuffed with flagship tech. But here's the kicker. It's the price that might just blow up the whole market.
So let's get right into it. You know how it is, right? For years, all the coolest driving features, I'm talking about the really high-end self-driving systems, the super smart cockpits, they've always had this crazy high price tag. Basically, they've been off limits for most of us.
And that brings us to what I'm calling the 200K Smart Car Challenge. The whole industry has been wrestling with this for ages. The big question has always been, how in the world do you cram all that top-of-the-line tech into a car that someone can actually afford, something under 200,000 RMB? Well, it turns out the answer comes from a true powerhouse collaboration. You've got SAIC, one of the old-school giants in making cars, teaming up with Huawei, the absolute leader in cutting-edge tech. These two decided to join forces and just solve the problem. And their solution? This is it. Let's meet the Shangjie H5. This is the car they built to take all those super exclusive smart features and drop them right into the hands of everyday drivers, right in that popular B-class SUV market. So, the big question is, how did they pull it off? This is really the heart of the matter, getting that flagship tech for way less. Now, you're probably thinking they must have cut some serious corners to get the price down, right? But a quick look at the specs tells a completely different story. Get this. The H5 is rolling out with Huawei's best-in-class ADS4 4.0 system, and it's backed by a 192-line LiDAR. Now, LiDAR is basically the car's superpower. It builds a super detailed 3D map of everything around it in real time. And 192 lines? That level of detail is something you just do not see in a car at this price point. It's wild. And they were just as smart with the design. It's like a bigger on the inside kind of situation. On the outside, it has the nice, manageable size of a B-class SUV. But step inside, and you've got the kind of legroom and headroom you'd expect from a much bigger, pricier C-class vehicle. Pretty clever. That clever thinking goes all the way to the powertrain. Let's talk efficiency, because this is where things get nuts. The range extender model, it boasts a jaw-dropping combined range of 1,360 kilometers. That's on one full tank and a full charge. Just think about that. And to put that into perspective for you, the fuel consumption is a tiny 4.44 liters per 100 kilometers. I mean, that's not just good, that's incredible. It really makes this thing a true economy king. And hey, you've got options. Whether you go for the range extender or the fully electric version, you can see they're both built for insane efficiency. So you get to choose what works for you without giving up a whole lot. Okay, let's get to the part you've all been waiting for, the price. After hearing about all this stuff, the advanced LiDAR, the crazy range, the spacious interior, you have to be wondering, what's the catch? How much does this thing cost? And believe me, this is where it gets really good. Because this single number, it could change everything. The pre-sale price starts at just 169,800 RMB. Yeah, you heard that right. So if you're interested, and I bet a lot of you are, pre-orders are actually open right now. The official launch is set for September 23rd, and they're saying the first cars will be delivered before the big October holiday. So let's wrap this up. What's the big takeaway here? By packing all this incredible tech into a car with a price tag this low, the Shangjie H5 isn't just another new SUV. No, this is a direct challenge to the entire industry. It's a total game changer. And it leaves us with one massive question. What on earth are the competitors going to do now? That's it for today's review. If you enjoyed quick look into the S9T and H5, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't yet, and let me know in the comments. Would you buy this? Thanks for watching, and I see you in the next one.
With these last two cars, we've completed the videos from Huawei's aggressive push. What are your overall expectations? I'd like to hear your thoughts.